What's up, guys? I am back with another video. Today's subject, I know a lot of people, this is a, very touchy subject, as you guys can see of the title. Yes, I am talking about Chris Benoit. Um, if you are a fan of wrestling and been watching wrestling for years or heard of him, of course you would know, what's been going on. And for those who don't know, I'm gonna explain, make a video of it. But at the end of the video, after I get when I'm done explaining the video, I'm gonna give my opinions of the video. But hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you guys get updated with new videos. Um. But yeah, at the end of the video, I'm gonna explain my thoughts of him. If you guys know what I'm about to say, um, or know what's going on, like I'm gonna explain all of that at the end of the video and whatnot. Pretty. And those who don't know, his background of him. He was a French Canadian, obviously born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Um, he grew up in Edmonton, Alberta. He idolized the Dynamite Kid. For those who don't know the Dynamite Kid, look him up. He was an older wrestler. When Chris Benoit was young. Um, he trained in the Hart Dungeon. Uh, you know, by Stu Hart, Bret Hart's father. Um, Then he was, in 1985 to 1989, he was wrestling in Stampede Wrestling. Um, let's see. After Stampede Wrestling, he was in New Japan. I am looking this stuff up. I mean, I didn't know the dates. That's why I'm saying the dates. Um, but after he wrestled in Stampede Wrestling. No, during when he was wrestling in Stampede. Because he was back and forth in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well, 1986 to 1994. I know he one of those years, I think it was 92, I believe it was, or 90, between 92 and 94, or no, like 92 or 93, he wrestled in WCW for a short period of time, then went back to New Japan. And then, okay, it was 92 to 93. Okay, he went to WCW, wrestled for a year. Then he went to ECW, 94, 95. Then when he returned to WCW to 95 to 2000, he was with the Four Horsemen. When he returned to WCW, when he was in ECW, um, let's see, he competed in a one night 8-man tournament for the vacant NWA World Heavyweight Champion, losing to Too Cold Scorpio. He broke, at November to November, he accidentally broke Sabu's neck. I'm just going through briefly, facts about Chris Benoit. Let's see, Benoit and Dean Malenko won the ECW Tag Team Champion. That was Benoit's first champion. Let's see, when he was in WCW. I know, he beat somebody. Like, let's see, he was in the Four Horsemen. I know he beat somebody, for the WCW champion. I think it was Kevin Nash, or he lost to Kevin Nash. But yeah, then I remember, let's see, and I know when he was in the rivalry with Kevin Sullivan. Actually, before I get to this story, let's see, he went the WWF. At the time it was WWF, now it's WWE. In 2000 to 2007. Um he had a lot of success, especially in WWE, winning the 2004 Royal Rumble, going off the WrestleMania 20 in a triple threat match against himself, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, winning the World Heavyweight Champion. Um, he had great champion reigns. Intercontinental champion, tag team champions, obviously the World Heavyweight Champion. Would love, United States champion. I would have liked to see him win more champions, but um, let's see. So here's the story. Um, how it started from for how it started. This was in WCW. A couple of years before he went into WWE. Kevin Sullivan and Chris Benoit was in a rivalry. At the time, Nancy Benoit, she was with Kevin Sullivan, and he thought Kevin Sullivan went Ted Turner or Eric Bischoff or whoever, and was like, well, he had a storyline, whatever, that Nancy would be seen with Chris Benoit doing some stuff with them, blah blah blah. And then in real life, Nancy left Kevin Sullivan for Chris Benoit, and that same year, Chris Benoit was actually married before he got with Nancy, but he had got a divorce from his wife at the time, and Chris Benoit and Nancy started, they got together. Um, from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not. Whether if this is was a part of the story, real life, whatever the circumstances, may have been. Like I said, I don't know if this was real, but I've heard through so many videos. And I want to get this clear too. The only reason why I'm talking about this now, you know, because I see a lot of videos of this through YouTube. People are making these videos still today on YouTube, TikTok. I'm seeing stuff on Facebook. Um, yeah, that's it. Like I'm seeing videos and stuff. People talking about him on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook till this day. And like I said, I want to give my opinions about this at the end of the video, but from what I've heard that Kevin Sullivan threatened to kill Chris Benoit, multiple times. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that he really did. I'm not saying that he did. But fast forward 3 years, like I said, Chris Benoit had a lot of success in his life. He had, his persona was mostly like his wrestling thing was through, he, like I said at the beginning of the video, he liked, Dynamite Kid. He idolized him. He had a lot of concussions and whatever, and why I'm saying this, it leads up to his death. On his death, he was he was scheduled to face CM Punk for the ECW champion at Vengeance Night of Champions in 2007. But he didn't show up. He showed up for his last match was against Elijah Burke on ECW Tuesday. So on I believe it was the 22nd that he was supposed to show up for a house show, but he had canceled his flight for that house show because he told somebody that his wife and his son had food poisoning and whatever. He canceled his flight. Kept telling people, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna show up, whatever." Um, so on that Friday, June 22nd, he from I heard so many different things about this that the first time like when this happened, when I heard about it when I was at that age, I've heard that he shot his wife with a shotgun. Then I found out that apparently he choked her out, or not choked her out, but had his knee on her, pressed up on her back, and I had a submission, some kind of submission hold on her, like a choke, like or something, had or like a string or so whatever on her around her neck or whatever, and that's how he killed her. Then the next day, apparently he had slipped his son Xanax, and then I heard two different stories about this too. He put him in the crossface. That's the first time that I heard about that. Then I heard he suffocated his son with a pillow. And then the next day, on the 24th, which was the Night of Champions pay per view that he was supposed to show up at the Vengeance. He was supposed to show up to face CM Punk, but they replaced Benoit for Johnny Nitro, and that day he had hung himself. Apparently, he had looked up the quickest way to break your neck, and he went down to his in the basement where his workroom at, and he hung himself. Now, from all these videos that I've saw and everything, I don't know. People say it was roid rage. Um, I don't think it's roid rage at all because there's a lot of people, especially in the wrestling business, that were on steroids. Maybe not as much as him or anything, but it doesn't make. I feel like it doesn't make you. Oh, it make you think. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill my wife and my son. Definitely makes you. I like have aggression. It does get you like hyped up to have aggression. Makes you want to fight, whatever. But it doesn't make you think. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill my wife one day. The next day, I'm gonna kill my son, and the day after that, I'm just gonna hang myself. No. I don't think steroids make you think that. Roid rage. Yes, it does. Rage is a part of like obviously a part of like steroids, but like it makes you violent. I don't think it will go so far or make you go out and like just kill somebody. But yeah, that's a lot of the stuff that I saw people say are like the videos and whatever say. Um, he lost his best friend Eddie Guerrero a couple years before that, and in his head, like the report showed that his brain was a 80-year-old Alzheimer's whatever, and he was all like obviously like he was messed up and his brain was messed up, and I feel like not just that with the flying headbutts that made him have a bunch of concussions, but I feel like with Eddie Guerrero passing, that messed him up so bad, put him in depression and whatever. I feel like people were checking up on him, but not checking up on him all like that. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, you all right?" He'll be like, "Yeah," and that's the end of the conversation. Nobody will say like, "Well, I was watching your match and I saw you took this bump and it doesn't look right and I want you to get checked out." or anything like that. I feel like nobody was really checking up on him like they should have. You know, like I said, also, like, his best friend just passed. He was going through the depression. Obviously, his brain was messed up. Um, I feel like there was more to it, and then, like, apparently he was also having, like, him and Nancy was always having arguments, and she filled out for divorce papers. She filled out for divorce in 2003, like early 2003, and took it, canceled it or whatever around the end of 2003, and because they wanted to work things out, but like, and apparently from some very few people I've seen this, like, in interviews and other videos, said that he was a piece of shit, whatever. I feel like they said that because of the last thing that he did was known for. Um, if he was that bad of a person, she had plenty of time. Like, if Chris Benoit was that bad of a person, Nancy had plenty of time to leave. I feel like she could have told somebody, but I don't know. That I don't know. Maybe she felt bad, or I don't know. That's what I think. But I feel like if he was really that bad of a person, I really feel like she could have left at any time, because he was a wrestler. He traveled a lot. Even if she was going to the shows with him and anything, I feel like she could have told somebody. I feel like, something would have happened. If he was really that bad, abusive, whatever. But with the murders, I feel like how I was saying that, he was going through depression and everything. I don't want to say, he was set up or anything, but like, I feel like something in his head snapped, and I don't want to say he blacked out or anything, but like, I feel like, I don't know, like, he didn't know what he was doing. I know that's not the right way to say it, but like, that's the best way I could say it right now. The first thing that came up. Um, I don't, like, and there's other videos saying that Kevin Sullivan did it because she because Nancy left Kevin Sullivan for Chris Benoit, and Kevin Sullivan saw that Chris Benoit was having more success in WWE. There was this one video of this interview where someone was interviewing Travel, and Travel was on the phone with him, and he heard Chris Benoit open up the door. He heard some scruffle, whatever. Chris Benoit didn't sound too good. He sounded like really stressed and whatnot. Whatever. People's gonna have their own opinions about this, but like, nobody really knows what went down in that house except for those three people. Apparently Chris Benoit sent a couple of text messages out to a few people from his phone and Nancy's phone or whatever. I didn't I don't really hear people talking about, like, what about the cell phones? The cops sending it up to the cell phones or whatever. People think that other people, somebody else sent those text messages to people. I don't know, but those are my thoughts. That's the life of Chris Benoit. I don't know if I said that right, but um, yeah, people are still talking about Chris Benoit to this day. My thoughts about Chris Benoit, from what I know, from what the news said about him, that's unforgivable. That was really messed up. Really, really messed up. You know, but he was a great wrestler. I grew up, obviously, I grew up watching him. One of my favorite wrestlers in the world. I see a lot of people want to see him in the Hall of Fame. Um, that's never gonna happen at all, only because of the fact of the last thing he was known for If somebody came up to you and was like, "How do you feel about Chris Benoit?" I know one of three things. The first thing of those three things you're gonna think about is the last thing he was known for, and nobody's not gonna forget that. Now, let's say if he didn't murder his wife and his son, um, and just did whatever he did to himself, then yes, he would have been in the Hall of Fame most likely. But no, he's not gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of people. I'm gonna get a lot of hate because of this video, but a lot of people um want him in the Hall of Fame. Says that he deserves to be. Okay, that may be the case, but the WWE isn't gonna do that because um of what the last thing he is known for. Nobody isn't gonna. If he gets inducted, that's all they're gonna talk about, or at least that's the first thing they're gonna talk about when, for a while. You know, that's why they got rid of his merch. That's why they got rid of everything about Chris Benoit. When you look up, well, I don't know what it's on Peacock because I haven't had Peacock, but when I had the WWE Network early this year, like in January or February, I went, when I looked up, for instance, WrestleMania 20, that triple threat match, uh, him, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, it said, uh, it didn't even mention Chris Benoit's name. The last match he was in, it said Elijah Burke competes in a tournament for the ECW champion or something like that. They didn't mention Chris Benoit. They're not gonna praise him for the last thing that he did, and I'm not saying he did do it. I'm just saying what has been told. What you know, I'm not gonna say, be like, this is what really happened, like the most of everybody else. I'm not saying that he got framed. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying what has been told and what I've heard. Um, but yeah, he's not gonna go in the Hall of Fame. Like I said, the point of it is they're not gonna praise him is because of the last thing that he's known for. That's it. This is the end of the video. Give me your opinions on this. How do you feel about Chris Benoit? Do you still like him? Do you still watch his matches? What is your favorite match? What do you think what happened? And so, hit that subscribe button, hit the bells, and I don't know. If people watch this video, they comment, I might react to some of the comments in the next video. But I'll see you guys next time.